Imagine waking up one morning and realizing that life's most unexpected adventures are waiting for you. Yes, even after 60. It may surprise you, but research and countless personal stories reveal that many seniors say their most fulfilling romantic experiences happen after this age. Love isn't just for the young. It can grow richer, deeper, and more meaningful as we carry decades of experience, wisdom, and self-awareness. But here's the question that stops many in their tracks. How do you find love, passion, and intimacy when life has already handed you years of memories, responsibilities, and routines? Maybe you've spent decades focusing on family, career, or personal goals, leaving little time for romance. Maybe you're recently single, or perhaps you've never truly explored dating in later life. Either way, stepping back into the world of romance can feel intimidating, even confusing. You might worry about rejection, about physical changes, or about whether a spark of passion can truly exist at this stage. Here's the truth. It can, and it often does. Love after 60 is not about recreating your youth. It's about discovering connection on a deeper, more authentic level. It's about passion intertwined with companionship, intimacy fueled by understanding, and relationships rooted in shared experiences rather than just attraction. In this video, we'll guide you through how to embrace these new possibilities, explore meaningful connections, and reignite the joy of romance, safely, confidently, and genuinely. Before we dive in, think about this. What does love feel like to you now after all these years? Could it be different and better than anything you imagined before? Meet Thaddeus Whitmore, 72. A retired musician with a soul as rich as the melodies he once played in smoky clubs across the country. For decades, Thad's life revolved around music, family, and the enduring love of his long-term partner Margaret. They shared countless memories, late-night concerts, long walks in the park, laughter echoing through their home. But after Margaret passed away 5 years ago, Thad found himself navigating a new, uncharted chapter of life. The quietness of his home often reminded him of what was lost, and the thought of dating again felt both thrilling and terrifying. Thad's story isn't unique in the numbers, but it is in its emotional depth. He isn't just a statistic of widowed seniors. He's a man confronting vulnerability in a way many of us understand but rarely talk about openly. The idea of stepping into the dating world again at 72 was daunting. Would anyone want to share their life with a man of his age? Could intimacy, laughter, and passion exist after decades of life experience? And yet, beneath the nervous hesitation, there was a spark of curiosity, a glimmer of hope that life could surprise him once more. Our first step with Thad is witnessing the subtle ways he begins to explore connection. It starts with small acts. Joining a local senior social club, attending a coffee meetup for widows and widowers, or simply exchanging friendly smiles and conversations at his favorite park. These moments, though minor at first, gradually rebuild his confidence and remind him of what it feels like to truly engage with someone new. Through Thad, viewers immediately see a relatable mirror of their own experiences. Many seniors feel hesitant to re-enter the world of romance, unsure if they can feel excitement, attraction, or desire again. Thad's emotional journey, his mixture of fear, curiosity, hope, and courage, models how someone can approach this chapter authentically. Importantly, it's not about rushing into love or intimacy. It's about embracing curiosity, being open to emotional connection, and honoring the self along the way. Thad also reminds viewers that this stage of life allows for a different kind of romance, one built on experience, emotional depth, and shared values rather than superficial attraction. His story subtly reinforces that age is not a barrier. Wisdom, compassion, and the willingness to try again can make love richer than ever. By rooting the narrative in Thad's journey, we give the audience someone to root for, someone whose successes, fears, and small victories feel deeply personal and relatable. As viewers follow him, they'll ask themselves, could I allow myself to feel this kind of connection again? Could I rediscover joy, passion, and intimacy at my age? These questions set the stage for the actionable insights and guidance coming next, ensuring seniors remain engaged, emotionally invested, and inspired to take the first steps toward their own meaningful connections. Feelings 1. Redefining romance in your 60s and beyond. Romance in your 60s and beyond isn't about flashy gestures, grand declarations, or the whirlwind infatuation often depicted in movies. Instead, it's a tapestry woven from decades of life experience, emotional insight, and the wisdom gained from navigating both triumphs and heartbreaks. At this stage, romance carries a depth and richness that younger relationships rarely possess, because seniors bring to the table a profound understanding of themselves and others. They know what truly matters: connection, respect, laughter, and shared values, and are less willing to settle for anything less. Take, for instance, our friend Whitmore. After years of performing on stage and sharing his life with Margaret, Thad discovered that true intimacy in this phase of life isn't about surface-level attraction or fleeting sparks. It's about the comfort of someone who listens deeply, shares similar dreams and values, and can laugh with you at both life's absurdities and joys. This emotional resonance, the ability to empathize, to anticipate each other's needs, and to provide quiet support, creates a kind of romance that feels both safe and exhilarating. It's less about chasing love and more about cultivating it together, with intention and patience. So how can seniors actively redefine romance for themselves? Start by focusing on meaningful conversations. Ask questions that reveal values, goals, and dreams. Share stories that showcase vulnerability and life lessons. Look for laughter in unexpected moments. It's a powerful way to build intimacy. Pay attention to shared hobbies or experiences that can deepen connection, whether it's cooking together, walking through a garden, or even exploring a new class. These simple, yet intentional interactions lay the foundation for relationships that are emotionally satisfying, mentally stimulating, and yes, romantically fulfilling. Another actionable insight is to prioritize values over appearances. At this stage of life, physical attraction remains important, but compatibility, trust, and emotional safety carry far more weight. Seniors are in a unique position to recognize red flags early, communicate openly, and focus on building sustainable, supportive partnerships. Love after 60 is often less frantic and more deliberate, and that is precisely what makes it meaningful and enduring. Here's something to think about. Do you feel your priorities in relationships have shifted with age? Maybe you no longer chase excitement for its own sake, but rather seek connection that feeds your heart and mind. Reflect on that and share your story below, because your experiences matter, and your insights may inspire someone else taking their own journey into romance after 60. By redefining romance in this way, seniors reclaim agency over their love lives. They move beyond societal expectations and embrace relationships that honor their experience, values, and emotional needs. This chapter of life isn't about settling or starting over. It's about embracing love that resonates deeply, builds trust, and sparks genuine joy every day. Feeling 2. Breaking taboos around senior sexuality. Many seniors carry unspoken fears about intimacy and sexuality. After years of societal conditioning, they may feel that desire diminishes with age, that passion is the domain of the young, or that experiencing pleasure at this stage is somehow inappropriate. These fears are completely natural, yet they can prevent seniors from fully embracing the joy, connection, and emotional closeness that intimacy can offer. Concerns like declining libido, performance anxiety, or the simple belief that one is too old to enjoy a romantic connection often become internal barriers that quietly shape their relationships. Take Thaddeus, Whitmore as an example. After losing his long-term partner, he initially hesitated to explore intimacy again. Physical touch felt foreign, and the idea of dating sparked both excitement and anxiety. But Thad discovered an unexpected path forward: a local senior social dance group. At first, he was nervous, unsure of his rhythm and self-conscious about being judged. Yet, as he immersed himself in the music, the laughter, and the gentle guidance of his fellow dancers, something remarkable happened. He began to reconnect, not just with movement but with a sensation of closeness, the warmth of human touch, and the thrill of playful connection. Slowly, he realized that intimacy isn't just physical. It's emotional courage expressed through trust, openness, and creative ways of connecting with others. This is the crucial insight for seniors. Intimacy at 60 plus is less about reproducing youthful sexual experiences and more about embracing vulnerability, creativity, and mutual understanding. It might manifest in dancing together, holding hands during a walk, sharing meaningful conversations late into the evening, or exploring new ways to express affection. These acts, small though they may seem, are profoundly intimate because they require trust, presence, and the willingness to be emotionally exposed. Qualities that only deepen with life experience. Actionable advice for seniors includes communicating openly with partners about desires and boundaries, experimenting with new forms of connection, and embracing touch in everyday interactions. Simple gestures like a gentle hug, holding hands, or even a playful dance in the living room can reignite closeness and intimacy without pressure. Additionally, it's essential to honor one's own body and its changes, approaching intimacy with curiosity rather than judgment, and celebrating moments of connection as victories, not expectations. Breaking these taboos also involves shifting mindset. Seniors must recognize that desire, passion, and sexual expression are not confined to youth. They are part of human experience at every stage of life. By reframing intimacy as a blend of emotional courage, trust, and creativity, seniors can overcome fear, rediscover connection, and enjoy relationships that are emotionally and physically fulfilling in ways they may never have imagined. Consider this. What small step could you take today to reconnect with touch, closeness, or affectionate playfulness? Every gesture, every shared moment, is a building block for intimacy that grows richer with age. Thad's journey reminds us that stepping past fear and embracing these experiences is not just possible, it can be transformative. Feeling 3. Navigating modern senior dating. In today's world, dating after 60 looks very different than it did for previous generations. Technology has opened doors that were once unimaginable, allowing seniors to connect, communicate, and form meaningful relationships with like-minded individuals across the country, or even around the world. But while these tools offer incredible opportunities, they can also feel overwhelming, intimidating, or even risky if approached without care. Take our friend Thaddeus, Whitmore again. After dipping his toes back into the dating scene in person, he realized that online platforms could expand his horizons far beyond local social groups. He explored platforms designed specifically for seniors, like Our Time and Silver Singles, which cater to people over 50 who are seeking companionship, friendship, or romance. These platforms are structured to prioritize safety, compatibility, and genuine connections, making them ideal for seniors who want to explore dating in a controlled, secure environment. Here's where Thad and many seniors discover something surprising. Technology isn't a barrier, it's a tool for empowerment. Seniors can use these platforms to filter potential matches based on values, interests, and lifestyle preferences, ensuring that every connection has a foundation for emotional resonance. Thad learned to create a profile that truly reflected who he was. Not just his hobbies or career history, but his personality, humor, and zest for life. By doing so, he attracted people who genuinely appreciated him, rather than those seeking only superficial traits. Practical safety tips are essential. Verify profiles, take conversations slowly, avoid sharing personal information too soon, and trust instincts. These measures protect both emotional and physical well-being, allowing seniors to explore online dating with confidence. And the results can be astonishing. Thad discovered that thoughtful messaging, light-hearted humor, and authentic curiosity could build connection almost instantly, even before meeting in person. But here's the twist, and the tip that surprised Thad most. Rather than focusing solely on finding the perfect match, he shifted his mindset to building genuine rapport and emotional resonance first. By asking meaningful questions, sharing stories, and showing vulnerability online, he found that the emotional connection often developed faster than he imagined. This approach doesn't just improve dating outcomes, it fosters lasting connections that can translate into trust, intimacy, and real-world chemistry. For seniors navigating this digital landscape, the key takeaway is clear. Embrace technology as a tool, not a replacement for human connection. Use it to widen your opportunities, express yourself authentically, and approached dating with curiosity and courage. The digital age can be intimidating, but when approached with intention, it becomes a bridge to companionship, laughter, and even love in ways that are safe, empowering, and deeply fulfilling. So ask yourself, are you ready to explore this new world, using technology to connect in ways you never thought possible? Thad's journey shows us that with the right mindset, a little courage, and thoughtful engagement, dating after 60 can be exciting, meaningful, and surprisingly fun. Feeling 4. Rekindling physical and emotional intimacy. Intimacy after 60 often looks different than it did in younger years, but that doesn't mean it's any less fulfilling, or any less exciting. In fact, many seniors find that passion and closeness deepen precisely because they are guided by emotional maturity, self-awareness, and a willingness to explore connection on a more meaningful level. The key isn't replicating youthful experiences. It's about cultivating presence, attention, and emotional alignment with your partner. Take Thad Whitmore once again. As he ventured into the world of dating after decades of marriage, he realized that physical intimacy was intertwined with emotional connection. It wasn't just about desire, it was about feeling seen, appreciated, and safe. Thad and his new partner began exploring ways to strengthen intimacy beyond the bedroom. Simple yet powerful practices like cooking together, dancing in the living room, sharing hobbies, or spending quiet mornings talking over coffee, created a rhythm of affectionate routines that nurtured both physical and emotional closeness. These shared moments, often overlooked by younger couples, became the foundation of their deepening connection. Communication is central to rekindling intimacy. Seniors may face changes in libido, energy levels, or physical comfort, and open conversations allow partners to navigate these realities without shame or fear. Discussing desires, boundaries, and fantasies, no matter how small or playful, builds trust and ensures that intimacy is mutually fulfilling. Thad learned that asking questions like, "How do you feel most connected to me?" or "What small gestures make you feel loved?" opened doors to emotional vulnerability that strengthened their physical closeness as well. Experimentation, too, plays a role. Rediscovering intimacy doesn't require grand gestures. It can be as simple as exploring gentle touch, shared massage, or playful adventures that encourage laughter and bonding. By approaching intimacy with curiosity, humor, and creativity, seniors often find that passion is less about physical prowess and more about attentiveness, shared joy, and emotional resonance. Another insight is that presence matters more than performance. Seniors who focus on truly experiencing each moment with their partner, feeling their touch, sharing their laughter, and listening deeply, often report the most fulfilling sexual and emotional experiences. Passion becomes less about achieving something and more about celebrating the connection itself. Finally, consider incorporating daily rituals that strengthen intimacy. A touch on the arm, a shared hobby, a thoughtful compliment, or even a phone call expressing appreciation can enhance both emotional and physical closeness. Over time, these small, intentional actions compound, creating a relationship that is passionate, playful, and deeply fulfilling. Thad's journey teaches a vital lesson for seniors everywhere. Intimacy after 60 is not limited by age, but enhanced by presence, empathy, and creativity. By embracing emotional openness, playful experimentation, and mindful connection, seniors can experience some of the most rewarding and passionate relationships of their lives. Feeling 5. Confidence, self-love, and vulnerability. As we age, confidence and self-love take on new dimensions. After 60, many seniors face a cultural narrative that emphasizes decline rather than growth, making it easy to doubt one's worth, physical appeal, or capacity for love and intimacy. Yet this stage of life is also one of immense opportunity. Seniors carry decades of experiences, lessons, and personal growth that can become the foundation for authentic confidence, playful self-expression, and deeper connection with others. Consider Thad Whitmore once again. After navigating dating, intimacy, and social reconnection, he realized that the foundation for thriving relationships, and for enjoying life fully, was rooted in self-acceptance. Thad began by embracing his body as it is, appreciating the stories it told, the resilience it had carried him through, and the vitality it still offered. Body positivity at this stage isn't about conforming to societal standards. It's about honoring yourself, celebrating what you can do, and engaging with life unapologetically. Actionable strategies for cultivating confidence include journaling daily, reflecting on strengths, achievements, and moments that made you feel proud or alive. Celebrate small milestones. A first smile from a new acquaintance, a successful attempt at a hobby you'd abandoned, or a compliment you genuinely receive. Each of these moments reinforces self-worth and builds the mental framework for authentic self-love. Another powerful tool is playfulness. Seniors often forget that joy and lightheartedness are integral to confidence. Thad, for instance, discovered renewed confidence through small acts of play, joking with new friends at a dance class, teasing a partner affectionately, or exploring creative hobbies he had long postponed. These experiences reminded him that confidence is amplified when paired with joy, curiosity, and spontaneity. Vulnerability is equally essential. Being open about feelings, fears, or desires allows seniors to forge authentic connections and enrich relationships. Thad practiced vulnerability by sharing both his past experiences and his current hopes with new friends and partners. This openness not only strengthened bonds but also enhanced his own self-respect, showing him that true confidence is not about perfection, but about being fully present, honest, and courageous in connection. For seniors watching, consider this reflection. What's one new thing you've tried recently to feel confident? Whether it's joining a social group, trying a new activity, or simply speaking your truth, every step matters. Sharing your experiences in the comments can inspire others and build a community of encouragement and empowerment. By embracing self-worth, body positivity, and the courage to be vulnerable, seniors unlock a unique power. They can navigate relationships, intimacy, and daily life with authenticity, grace, and joy. Thad's journey demonstrates that confidence after 60 is not about age. It's about honoring yourself, celebrating life's richness, and daring to live fully at every stage. Feeling 6. Emotional transformation and personal fulfillment. Every journey through love, intimacy, and self-discovery carries the potential for profound transformation, and Thad Whitmore's story illustrates this beautifully. When we first met Thad, he was hesitant, carrying the weight of loss, self-doubt, and uncertainty about what life after 60 could offer romantically and emotionally. He questioned whether passion and connection were truly possible at his age, whether intimacy could be meaningful again, or whether he would forever remain cautious, isolated, and nostalgic for the past. But as Thad gradually stepped into new experiences, joining social groups, embracing modern dating platforms, exploring physical and emotional intimacy, and cultivating confidence and self-love, he began to transform. What started as nervous curiosity evolved into empowerment and joy. Each small victory, from a meaningful conversation with a potential partner to a shared laugh during a hobby or dance class, reinforced his belief that life could be vibrant, even after decades of routine and loss. Senior relationships, as Thad discovered, offer a unique blend of companionship, emotional depth, and renewed purpose. Unlike earlier phases of life, these connections are often grounded in clarity, shared values, and genuine curiosity about each other's inner world. Thad experienced how companionship after 60 can transform daily life, from mundane routines into moments of shared laughter, from quiet evenings into times of meaningful reflection and conversation. These relationships rekindled a sense of vitality he hadn't realized he'd missed, proving that emotional energy and excitement don't diminish with age. They simply take a new, more nuanced form. Thad's transformation also highlights the power of intentionality in senior relationships. He learned to approach connections with authenticity, curiosity, and courage, rather than seeking validation or fearing rejection. This mindset shift allowed him to embrace vulnerability, communicate openly, and savor intimacy in all its forms. Emotional fulfillment, he realized, wasn't something to stumble upon. It was something cultivated through consistent effort, awareness, and a willingness to embrace life fully, even with its uncertainties. Actionable insight for seniors watching. Consider what small, intentional steps you can take today to nurture emotional connection, companionship, and self-expression. Maybe it's reaching out to a friend, joining a social or hobby group, or sharing openly with a partner about your desires and hopes. Each deliberate choice contributes to a sense of purpose, joy, and emotional vitality. Thad's journey teaches a profound lesson. Life after 60 is not about slowing down. It's about transforming, reconnecting, and embracing experiences with a depth that only comes with time and wisdom. By allowing themselves to be open to connection, seniors can find love, passion, and fulfillment that is richer and more meaningful than anything they imagined in earlier chapters of life. As we reach the final reflections of Thaddeus Thad Whitmore's journey, one message stands clear. It's never too late to embrace love, passion, and intimacy. Whether you're stepping back into dating after decades, exploring companionship for the first time later in life, or rediscovering physical and emotional intimacy, this chapter of your life can be the most vibrant, rewarding, and meaningful yet. Thad's story reminds us that age is not a limitation. It's an asset. Every experience, every lesson, and every challenge you've faced equips you with wisdom, emotional depth, and clarity that makes your connections richer than ever. So, what are the key takeaways for seniors ready to embrace this chapter of life? First, start with small intentional steps. Connection doesn't always require grand gestures or dramatic changes. It can be as simple as joining a social group, engaging in a hobby, or reaching out to someone you've admired from afar. Each small step builds confidence, comfort, and momentum, gradually opening doors to deeper connections and meaningful relationships. Second, embrace authenticity in every interaction. Thad discovered that real intimacy, trust, and attraction flourish when you show up as your true self, without fear of judgment. Share your passions, your quirks, and your life experiences. Let your vulnerability be a bridge rather than a barrier. Seniors often find that authenticity attracts not only romantic partners but also lasting friendships and support networks that enrich every aspect of life. Third, redefine your expectations and priorities. At this stage, relationships are about emotional resonance, shared values, and mutual respect. Passion and intimacy are measured not just by physical closeness but by connection, laughter, and shared purpose. Focusing on these qualities ensures that your relationships are fulfilling and sustainable, rather than based on superficial standards or fleeting moments. Finally, cultivate courage, curiosity, and presence. Thad's journey illustrates that stepping into the unknown, taking emotional risks, and being fully present in interactions can lead to some of the most joyful and transformative experiences of life. Intimacy, companionship, and love aren't just possible after 60. They can surpass anything you imagined in your younger years, precisely because they are enriched by experience, empathy, and mindful engagement. Here's your call to action. Take one intentional step today toward connection, whether it's sending a message, attending a social event, or simply opening your heart to possibilities. Be brave, be authentic, and let curiosity guide you. Every effort you make nurtures confidence, emotional vitality, and the potential for relationships that are meaningful, joyful, and deeply satisfying. And if you found this video inspiring or insightful like this video, share it with someone who could benefit, and leave your thoughts in the comments below. Your story may encourage another senior to take their first step toward love, companionship, or intimacy. Don't forget to subscribe to join our community, where we explore life, relationships, and connection after 60 with honesty, empathy, and inspiration. This is more than advice. It's an invitation to embrace the richness of life, to rediscover passion, and to connect deeply with others. Thad's journey proves that the next chapter can be the most fulfilling one yet, and yours can be too. As we close this journey, it's important to pause and reflect on what life after 60 truly offers. So often, society portrays aging as a period of limitation, loss, or quiet retreat from the vibrant experiences of youth. But the truth, as Thaddeus Thad Whitmore's story shows, is profoundly different. After 60, love, passion, and intimacy are not only possible, they can be richer, deeper, and more meaningful than anything experienced earlier in life. This stage of life brings a clarity, self-awareness, and emotional maturity that allows relationships to flourish in ways that youth cannot always achieve. Imagine the quiet moments shared with someone who understands your values, respects your history, and treasures your presence. Imagine laughter that resonates through afternoons of shared hobbies, conversations that spark curiosity, and touches that convey warmth, trust, and appreciation. These are not fleeting experiences. They are the hallmarks of love and passion built on decades of life experience, empathy, and emotional courage. Seniors like Thad discover that intimacy is less about youthful expectations and more about presence, emotional alignment, and the willingness to open one's heart fully. Here's a vital insight for every senior watching. The ability to connect deeply, to feel desire, and to experience joy in relationships is not limited by age, physical ability, or past experiences. It is a conscious choice to embrace vulnerability, to engage with curiosity, and to cultivate relationships with intention. Every conversation, every small gesture, and every moment of shared laughter is an opportunity to enrich your life and the lives of those around you. Thad's journey reminds us that taking the first step, however small, can spark a cascade of meaningful connections that grow and deepen over time. Actionable advice. Begin today by identifying one way to connect more deeply with someone in your life. Perhaps it's a phone call, a walk with a new friend, a shared meal, or an honest conversation with a potential partner. Each intentional action builds emotional courage and sets the stage for more profound love, passion, and intimacy. Remember, senior relationships are unique because they are grounded in wisdom, empathy, and life experience, qualities that can create connections far more rewarding than those in earlier stages of life. Finally, take a moment to reflect. What kind of love do you want to cultivate today? How can you show up fully, openly, and courageously in your relationships? These questions are not rhetorical. They are invitations to embrace the fullness of life and connection. After 60, love is not just a possibility. It can be transformative, joyous, and deeply fulfilling. By choosing to engage with authenticity, courage, and curiosity, you can write a chapter of life that is vibrant, meaningful, and overflowing with emotional richness. So, as we conclude, remember this. After 60, love and passion aren't just possible. They can be the most rewarding chapters of your life. Your next step, no matter how small, could be the beginning of a journey that brings profound joy, connection, and fulfillment.